I haven't been this excited for a new shoe from Vans in a very long time. This is the first pro model shoe from Curren Caples that just dropped last month, and these could be what I've always wanted in a skate shoe. And I'm really hoping that they are. To me, these look like they were directly based off of the Vans skate eras. And when it comes to designing this shoe, Curren wanted to replicate the feeling of the Vans slip-ons because that's the favorite shoe that he likes to skate in.
I guess the shoe that I skated the most that I really wanted to replicate the feel of is just Vans slip-on, and these feel really similar.
So these are pretty much an upgraded and hybrid version of the slip-ons and the eras. The Vans slip-ons are my absolute favorite shoes from Vans, with the eras and authentics coming second closely behind. So I'm so happy to have a shoe that's a cross between the eras and the slip-ons, but upgraded to be more protective and more durable. Shout out to Fast Time Skateboarding for hooking me up with a pair of these shoes, because I've been looking forward to skating these so bad since I've seen these were dropping. So I'm gonna get into a little warm-up session, get a first impression of these shoes. Then I'll go over the main features and upgrades to this shoe before I get into the full session and all of the tests we need to do in these. So obviously this is a low profile vulcanized shoe that's going to give you a lot of board feel and control, but there are some extra features added into this shoe that really makes it stand out. They have a double wrapped foxing tape with deeper knurl at the toe for more grip and durability, canvas uppers with DuraCap reinforced suede in the high wear areas, thick cushioning on the inside of the heel for more protection and to lock your heel down into the shoe, and tongue straps with minimal seams inside to keep the tongue centered and to make it feel more like a slip-on, which is what Curren wanted. The biggest upgrade though is in the outsole. They've stepped away from their traditional waffle grip and added this deep non-slip grip tread pattern that's more dense at the heel and lighter at the forefoot and toe. I even like the subtle side stripe panel and layering on the side here too. So these are a very minimal shoe that's going to give you that classic Vans board feel and control, but have just the right amount of support and layering around the shoe to make them more comfortable, durable and protective. And I'm loving everything about them so far. But I have a whole lot more skating I need to do in these to see if they actually are a welcome upgrade from the slip-ons and the eras, or if they're just another Vans shoe that's going to be forgotten about and go nowhere. It has actually been quite a while since I've done a shoe review on my channel, so I've decided to split this video up into 2 separate sessions, just so I can get plenty of skateboarding done and test these shoes out in every aspect. So let's get into a full session here at this park, and then I'll give you guys an update before we get into session 2 in these shoes. Not horrible, but 8th try or something. Definitely need to run that back. That is the one. Just pulled up at this cool little park on the way home, so hopefully we can get a cool little session here to finish off session number 1 in these shoes. First session in these shoes were great. They wore in really quickly. I wasn't used to how quick they wore in because I'm coming from slip-ons, authentics, and errors, which take so long, especially the slip-ons, they take so long to wear in. Slip-ons are my favorite shoe from Vans, but it's just such a painful break-in period. These Currens broke in pretty much instantly. And throughout the whole first session, there was no tight points or any hot spots where my foot started hurting. Nothing dug into the back of my heel. There was nothing squishing the front of my foot. Flip tricks were a little bit harder at the beginning because there's more panels on these shoes from the slip-ons I'm used to. So I had to get used to different pressure points and different panels on the shoe. So there was a lot more shoe to grab and do flip tricks, which I had to get used to. But a big thing I realized is when I'm skating slip-ons and I'm doing a flip trick and the board lands on the top of my foot, so painful because there's nothing on there. I got chopped on the top of the foot this first session a fair few times and it didn't hurt at all. So I wasn't really scared to bail any flip tricks and the board hit my foot. So the first session was great. It was really fun. The shoes went really well. There is one problem that I might have come across though. I don't want to say it yet. I want to get into the second session because I want to see if it's my problem or if it's the shoes problem. But there is one problem I did notice. So let's get into the second session. I'm going down to Berry Skatepark. So keen to skate this park. It's so amazing. So many different rails and ledges, and there is a 5-stair there. So can test some impact in these shoes. It's not a big set, but it's something that I can actually jump down and feel some impact protection. So let's get into session 2, see if these shoes keep continuing to impress me and if I can solve that problem, if it's the shoe or if it was just me. I did not mean that at all. My body just turned and I did a frontside flip. These shoes actually feel great for everything. The only thing I haven't tested is some impact. So I'll jump down the 5 set, skate this rail a little bit and see how they hold up under a bit of impact. That felt alright. It is only a 5-stair, but I am heavy, so I'll do 2 more ollies just to do 3, and then I'll start hitting the rails and ledges and stuff. Alright, feeling good so far. That's just the pop cush insoles too. I don't have my standard or my remind insoles in them. Yeah, these feel good for impact. Like I said, it's a 5-stair, and I didn't bail anything, but they feel good for having the standard pop cush insoles. Usually I have my remind insoles. I might come back and do harder tricks down this big section, but I just wanted to test that before I use all my energy. So I'll get back into the session because there's more stuff here on the skate first. I'm taking that because he backed me up. I'm taking it. Toe drag. I'll take it. I'm done with that trick. Not one bit of pop in that nollie inward heel, but if I land it, I'm counting that 100%. back to back, and I'm counting that. I'll try another no pops nollie trick. Not one bit of my nose touched, but I'm so hyped about that. Oh, no backups. I'm happy. I'm happy. I am so hyped to get that nollie backside flip up the Euro gap. I do that trick pretty often, but I've never done it up something like that, so I'm so hyped. Even though not one little bit of my nose popped, I still got it up there and did it pretty clean for me, so I'm happy. So second session in these shoes was even better than the first session. Straight away I could tell the shoes were already worn in from the first session, so there was no break-in period, even though the break-in period was really quick in the first session. These felt perfectly good to go straight away. And this session was only 2 days after the first one. Usually I can't skate very often like that close towards each other because my legs are sore and my feet are sore, especially skating new shoes. But these felt so good throughout the first session. I didn't have to take them off at all and let my feet kind of breathe and air out. Same as the second session, there was no tight points again, no little pain points popped up these whole 2 sessions. But my legs were noticeably fresher on these 2 days later for the second session. I was able to skate really well and I wasn't even sore. But this second session, super fun, got to skate all these cool rails and stuff around the skate park. Jumping down to 5 set felt fine, and like I said, I didn't even put any insoles into these shoes, it's just the standard pop cush ones. But the new tread design pattern makes it more impact protective as well, so the shoes are really good for everything. Now the only problem I have with this shoe, which I did find out it was a problem with this shoe, I didn't want to mention this earlier in case it was just me having that problem, but for some reason I cannot tray flip in these shoes. That's one of my most consistent flip tricks, either a tray flip, nollie flip, switch heel, nollie backside flips, all the tricks you guys see me do all the time. You've probably seen me do a million tray flips on this channel at this point, but I'm so consistent at that trick and I struggled so hard to do one in this session. I didn't even land one actually. So the first session I did a few tray flips on flat and they did not feel right, so I was like, it's just the shoe, I'm getting used to the new panels and everything. Could not do one over the hip there at the first skate park. Managed to get one over the side of the hump before hitting the slappy curb. That one was first try, which kind of surprised me, came out of nowhere. But the tray flips did not feel right on that first session, when every other flip trick did. Second session, I went into it open again. I didn't think the shoes were a problem. I tried to tray flip up that Euro gap so many times and it just didn't even come close. It didn't feel like my tray flip. It didn't feel like I knew what I was doing. I tried different foot placements, tried to scoop it differently, and nothing worked. So I'm not blaming the shoe, saying that I can't tray flip in the shoe, but I just wasn't able to tray flip in this shoe. That's the only problem I came across. I ended up doing a 3 shove up the Euro gap instead, which I'm not even very good at that trick. But most of the tray flips I was trying, I couldn't get the flip away for some reason, and it was doing a 3 shove. So I was like, I might as well just try the 3 shove. So I am hyped to get the 3 shove and the other tricks I did. Because the tray flip wasn't working, I just decided chucking all these other tricks out and ended up landing some stuff I haven't really done before. But still, not being able to tray flip is so weird for me because I do that so often. So that's the only negative I came across with this shoe. I'm not saying it is the shoe, but I just can't tray flip in this shoe for some reason. I'm gonna have to figure out my foot placement or flick it harder or something. I'm just gonna have to work on that with these shoes. So they wore in straight away. The flip tricks are amazing besides the tray flips. The board feels great. The impact protection is great. I'm definitely gonna consider getting another pair of these for my next pair of shoes. Shout out to Fast Times again for sending me this pair. I'm so hyped that I got these and was able to skate them. But there's a whole bunch of other colorways that I might try next as well. But they're great. I had 2 great sessions in them. I'm going to continue skating them, and they're definitely a worthy upgrade from the Vans slip-ons and the Errors as well. If you do want to get a deeper look into my favorite shoe from Vans, the Vans Skate slip-ons, and get some info on how hard it is to break them in and some insight into how to break them in quicker, then check out this video right here.